Hello there. So, yeah, I got out of bed, I don't know, an hour ago. It's getting close to 1 o'clock. It's about lunchtime. This is an unscripted video. So, the thing is, if you watch my last several videos, well, you kind of need, you basically, to really understand what this video is about, you need to have watched all the previous, the last several videos to really, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. So I'm just going to carry on, keep it just keep it interesting, spontaneous. That's the thing, right? I could talk about particular subjects. I could talk about one particular subject like a lot of people do, but, it's best to know all the different things that are going on. You know what I mean? It's, there's so many things all going on at the same time, So it's good to mention as many things as possible because, by tomorrow, there's a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about. So I tried to keep up with it all, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah. So yesterday I recorded a video, and I think it was, that's the thing. I watch my own videos, Quite often I'll watch them not only once, I watch them twice. Just to really think about what I said and how I said it. And, and also it helps me, this is the thing. I tend to sit and think and think and think and think and think a lot. It's pretty much all I ever do. For the most part, it's hard for me to stop. I'll be honest, it is. Yeah, I need to go do some cleaning today. I need to make significant progress. And I need to keep doing that for the rest of the week, I think. What day is it anyway? It's Tuesday. Oh, okay. I thought it might have been. Yeah, it's funny being me because I don't work. I tend to forget what day of the week it is sometimes. Anyways. What can we talk about? Some very interesting things. This is the thing, right? I talk about reflection. I see reflections, and I see reflections of people I know. So, when I made that video yesterday and I uploaded it, I was uploading it, and then I added a few extra videos to my social media. So, there was that video about Taxi Driver, and the character, he's called Travis, and I added some Travis Scott music videos. The thing is I used to sit next to a guy called Travis Staplekamp. He became I worked with him at the NHS. He was a network engineer. He went to Spain to work as a network engineer. I would say he's quite a smart guy, really. He certainly knew stuff about computers, I'll say that. And networking, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. When I got interested in Bitcoin, well, yeah, he was talking about Bitcoin, and I became very fascinated. So, anyways, let's. But this is the thing, this is what happens, is that people who are close to me, what happens is that, when I look at the world, I'm looking at reflections. And, and that's the thing, there's this, I mean, look at Travis Scott. He's a guy, he behaves like he thinks he's God. You know what I mean? Like, go watch his videos, like how he behaves. You know what I mean? Like, what he's doing. Especially that, I mean, he's got that song, Highest in the Room, and then there's the other one, Franchise. There's that one called Antidote. I mean, the imagery is quite, that's the thing. People worship it, they think it's great. But, when I looked at it, when I used to look at it years ago, I used to look at it and I think, that's quite disturbing, really. Like, what is, there's so many people that do a lot of it's crazy looking at the comment sections on all these different things, and people treat it like it's not real, like there's not something real there. They think it's just storytelling. They just think it's just a music video, or or they don't see a problem with the themes that are being suggested. It's anyways, I'm just pointing that out. So, yeah. So people I've been close to, whether that's physically or, you know what I mean? Like, right, if I used to sit next to them for a long time, you know what I mean? Or at work or whatever, right? Do you know what I mean? People have, that's the thing, magic happened. And so, excuse me. And so what happens is these reflections, they begin to happen. So, and that's the thing, it's my power. I'm God. The problem is that I get close to people and that happens. And this is the thing, I'm basically being, the demons hide me. They're trying to hide me while trying to elevate people who are not good. You understand? Anyways, what can we talk about? So that's the other thing, right? My uncle-in-law, he looks very similar to Benjamin Netanyahu. And I noticed yesterday, the headline was that, Netanyahu is asking for forgiveness. And, I'm wondering, like, what's that mean? So, have I finally gone through to somebody? Finally. Perhaps I have. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. Because, what he was talking about, he was, he's committed to going after Hamas. Well, look, we'll figure this out. I'll figure things out. But look, Hamas. Now, that's a very interesting word. Because, what is ham? Well, ham is pork. What if if it had been called pork ass? Do you hear what I'm saying? It's magic, okay? It's and also when you see the word ha, H-A, well, it's the opposite of A-H. Some people say aha. There's Aaliyah Dana Housen. Okay, her initials are ADH or AH if you leave out the middle name, obviously. So, that's one of her, I mean, that's the thing. She died in the Bahamas, okay? She died in a plane crash in the Bahamas, Abaco Island, I smoked tobacco. She died in Abaco. It's a complicated puzzle, I if you've listened to my videos, you would have heard that I've explained quite a lot. I have. I mean, I haven't explained everything. But anyway, what can I talk about? So what was I saying in my previous video? I think, I was happy with it. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what I said. So yeah. Okay. Whew. It's tiring being me, I tell you. So what else was in the news? What else did I notice? Yeah, isn't it fascinating? So, obviously I've been talking about, if you've been watching the last several videos, you would know, okay? The things I talk about things before they appear in the news. I say things, I do things, and then the media, they talk. And it's like, hang on a minute. Do I control the media empire? No, I don't. Am I the owner of Sky News? No, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. Do you know what I mean? But it almost, there's mimicry going on, if you pay attention, you will notice. If you're paying attention to me on a daily basis, then you'll see how the world reacts to me. It's through stories and words and things and please excuse my coughing. I know I cough a lot. It's quite annoying. It's even more annoying for me, believe me. Ooh. Anyways, stories. Let's have a look at stories. Go look at Daily Mail. I guess it's all over the place. I mean, there's all kinds of things, all kinds of crazy stories, right? As usual. Oh yeah, that was the other thing they mentioned in the news, wasn't it? That talking about what the Russians are teaching children in school, how they rewrite history. Yeah, very interesting that, isn't it? What's that pointing to, do you think? Okay, and you got all the people talking about, they're claiming that the far right is, they're talking about Germany, aren't they? And the people on the left, the way they're behaving, the left in Germany, and the things they're saying. Yeah, it's very, very interesting, isn't it? This is the thing. The truth is light. Okay. And the thing is that the world, that's the thing. The darkness does not comprehend the light. Okay? You know, the darkness sees darkness as light, and it sees light as darkness. That's one way to look at it. That's one way you can understand, you know. That's why, you know, when you know the truth and you tell people and they reject it, you know, they really struggle. They really struggle to see, you know, they struggle to accept the truth. They really do. It's hard. Wow. Trying to get through to people and nobody wants to hear it. What do you do? What can you do? It's hard work, is what it is. See, what's annoying is that, and I will say this, that's the thing. Evil people. Okay, so the world wants to put all kinds of horrible labels on truth tellers and make out that they're evil and that they've done lots of evil things. And that's not, you know, that those are lies. Those are lies. And so people make snap judgments and they say, yeah, but they were this and they were that and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, well, maybe you should learn a bit more before you start making snap judgments, because, you know, you obviously don't know the truth of the matter. You obviously don't know enough to really understand what happened and how, you know, times were different, you know, and stuff like that. Okay. You know, people, they shut their, you know, they cover their eyes, they cover their ears as soon as you know, that's the thing. People, it's like, you know, my experience of trying to tell people the truth is that they already decided to stop listening before I even spoke. You know, that's what's so hard about it. It seems impossible. It seems so, you know, it's so hard to get through to people. It's so hard. I've been trying for years to get through to anybody, pretty much. Hard. Very hard. So, what else can I mention? Ooh, I might do another tarot reading. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. It can be. It can also be very stressful. Excuse me. Yeah, you know, I used to do 78 card tarot readings. You know, I would literally shuffle every single card. I would shuffle out every single card of the deck, and I would do that, and then, you know, I could do that and do the entire reading in about 10 minutes, and then I would do another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and another one, and another one, and I could do that. You know, one day I did that, I don't know, probably like 30 hours non-stop. You know, like literally like a half an hour break, and I just kept going and going and going and going and going and going. Like literally my hands, I had to stop, like after a few days, because my hands, my arms were just, they couldn't do it. And, you know, it was hurting to shuffle. It was that bad. Yeah. But, you know, doing crazy things like that, it helped me learn things quicker. You know, it helped me figure out stuff that I hadn't figured out before, you know. And when you know, that's the thing, you know, sometimes you really got to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig for things, whatever it is, right? And it's like, and then until you know, you find it, you find the thing that you're looking for, you know. You know, yeah, yeah. I was just thinking of, you know, a dog wandering through the woods, you know, it's like, it's sniffing, it's like, you know, it's picking up the trail. It's like, where am I going? Where am I going? You know, I'm looking for something. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to find something. What is it? Yeah, that's just what I pictured in my head. And that's the thing, you know, if you really want to discover the truth, you've got to be prepared to look for it. You really have to be prepared to go looking for it. So, my advice is, you know, with certain things, certain subjects, of course, you have to be careful, right? You have to be careful. You know, well, you have to be careful, you know, be wise about how you go about things, right? You know, and like, you know, if you've listened to my previous videos, you'll notice that I can talk about things without really talking about them. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about things without ever really having mentioned a certain thing. You know, because people should really, you know, I just give people enough so that they can kind of understand what I'm talking about without actually saying a thing. If you know what I'm saying, you know, you know, you know, you gotta. Sometimes you have to walk that tightrope. You know, you have to walk the tightrope, and you know, just try to stay balanced as you go along it, so that you know, you just have to tread carefully. You know, at the end of the day, don't give the enemy ammunition. Okay, it's best not to. You know, it tends to be a bad idea. So, yeah, I mean, the news, there's so many, I mean, it really is, there's so much, the news, I mean, I only look at the Daily Mail, really. I watch Sky News, I watch GB News, I don't watch TV. My TV license ran out a couple of days ago, and I think I've decided, well, since I last paid for my TV license, I don't think I even watched TV once. I just paid for it just for the hell of it. And you know, now that's interesting, isn't it? Because there was that convicted pedophile, you know, he was at the London O2 arena, and then it was, you know, he had the BBC lorries, and there was that enormous explosion, and you know, it looks almost like, you know, some, you know, it looks very sort of hellish, doesn't it? It's like some naked convicted pedophile, you know, he's surrounded by all these flames as if he's like walking through hell or something like that. Yeah, he's found himself in the lake. Do you know what I mean? It's witchcraft. Okay, I've explained. But anyway, I cancelled my. You know what I mean? I said, you know, I was talking to the spirits, right? I was saying to them, you know, I don't want to give the BBC any more money. I hate them. You know, like, why the hell would I want to give them money for? Then, you know, and I was talking about you know, how ridiculous it is that, you know, I actually need to have a look and figure out, you know, what is the deal with the license fee? You know, well, you know, because people come knocking on the door and they're like, hey, you know, why haven't you paid for your TV license? It's like, well, I don't watch television. And they're like, well, we need to come in and investigate or whatever. I don't know what it is that they do. I don't know. But, you know, I've got televisions in my house that never get switched on. You know, I have an aerial on top of the house. You know, what am I supposed to do? Fucking climb up onto the roof and tear it off or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, who the fuck do these people think they are? Do you know what I mean? If I want to use the TV, I'll just say, hey, I'm going to watch TV today, so here's the money. You know, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to watch TV. It's crap. I mean, TV is so garbage. I mean, there's so much garbage on television. It's unreal. I mean, I'm sat in front of you know, here's my phone, and then behind my phone, I've got a 42-inch computer monitor. I paid $1,500 for it. It's more expensive than any of my TVs. And, you know, there's so much I can watch through YouTube. You know, I don't need a television. I mean, the television picks what you can watch, you know. I prefer being able to pick what I can watch. You know what I mean? I'd rather, you know, I can pause it, I can rewind it, I can put it in slow motion, I can speed it up, I can put the subtitles on, I can, you know, I mean, you know, I've got, you know, this is like my command center. You know, it's far more interesting. I did consider the magic of having Sky TV though and Sky Internet. Although I could do it, I think I'd rather. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably skip that if I can. If I really have to, well, yeah. Anyway, I'll think about that another day. But that's the thing, you know, that's the point I was trying to make, you know, the Tower of Babel, you know, people want, you know, they have things like Virgin Media, you know, what's happening, you know, it's a type of magic that's happening there. So you know, if you have Virgin Media broadband, let's say, and Virgin Media TV, you know, and that's the thing, I used to, and that's the thing, I'm God, I am the most powerful manifester. And so the magic that goes on around me is bonkers. It's very bonkers. Let's put it that way. It's crazy. So does that mean that, you know, everything I'm viewing, you know, all the people I'm viewing, does that mean that they're virgins? You know, or, you know, if I'd had Sky TV and Sky Broadband and Sky, you know, Sky Internet, you know, does that mean that everyone is in the sky? You know, people have Sky satellite dishes. You know, what's a satellite? You know, and you know, I mentioned about, you know, the elite. You know, the people who consider themselves the elite. Well, you know what L means? L means God. So, you know, it's the word. It almost looks like L light. L light, so God light. You understand? This is what the problem is, okay? As I keep explaining. The language is Babel. You know, the world wants to build its way to heaven, okay? That's what the world tries to do. See, the world wants to go to heaven even though it doesn't deserve to go to heaven. You understand? You know, the world wants to be me. The world wants my power. And I have to prevent that, okay? And as I've explained, you know, I'm the serpent on the pole. The situation is what it is. I explained that, and I think I explained that very well in my previous video, which was the I am God, am I a clown? You know, I think I explained that pretty well. So, yeah. Okay, so I think what I'll do a tarot reading. I think. think, unless there's anything else. Anything else that in particular I want to mention? Excuse me. Oh, fuck. I'm a bit gassy. It's embarrassing, a little bit. You know, it is embarrassing, and at the same time, I don't care. You know, it's a strange thing. It's a strange thing. You know, sometimes I think to myself, yeah, I should be embarrassed, but then sometimes I'm like, after all I've been through, after all that's happened, you know, it's very minor. It's a very minor thing to think of, really, considering all the other bad stuff that's happening in the world. You know, that's the thing. You know, the situation I've been through, you have to understand how it's affected me. You know, it really has. That's the thing. You know. You know, I have been very depressed. I have been very sad, worried, angry. I've been all over the place, you know. It's been you know, it has been a struggle for me. You know. Figuring out the truth and having to work through all of that, it was very difficult for me. Okay. But, you know, I had to go what I had to go through. And I've learned a lot. So, yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? I noticed they're having a Tory leadership thing, aren't they? You know, it's strange though, isn't it? I mean, there was James Cleverly, Priti Patel, and who was the other one? Oh, Badenoch, that woman, the black woman, Badenoch. Yeah, I don't know who else is putting themselves forward for leadership, but have you noticed that? It seems to me like there aren't any white candidates. You know, which is a bit, yeah. Well, you know, with all the stuff that's going on and all the crazy politics and stuff, you know, yeah, whatever, right? But this is the thing, you know, what are Freemasons? You know, it's, you know, the Freemasons are, you know, it's a secret society. You know, you have grand lodges, and you know, these are people who do, you know, they're part of a secret brotherhood. You know, that they do rituals. They have weird magic things they do. Okay. You know, who, they're evil. They want power. You know, that the Freemasons were designed for the purposes of, you know, it's evil. Okay, it's about power. It's about a group of people, and it's all about power. And you know, people often say, "Oh yeah, they're Christians." It's like, nah. You know, they may have, you know, Masonic Bibles. It doesn't mean that they're Christian. In fact, I mean, that's the thing. They know the power That's the thing. They know. That's the thing. They're obviously aware of the power of the Bible. You know, they utilize. They do various things. It's totally evil. There's, the Freemasons are completely evil. Okay, they really are. Yeah. There's a lot to be learned about them. That's all I can say. Okay, it's not something I can. Yeah. Some people think that they worship Allah. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, evil. Okay? Evil. I mean, that's the thing, they have the different degrees, and people go in, they come in, they start at the bottom, right? And then they slowly work their way up. And the entire point is that, people are meant to keep things secret. People have to swear oaths and stuff like that, don't they? Yeah. Anyways, what can we... Let's do I'm going to do a tarot reading, okay? Whoa. Oopsie. Hang on. I've got a lot of cards lying around. I've got stacks and stacks of cards. And I've got about 100 decks, probably. I spent about £4,000 on cards. Yeah. Tell you what, these things, they really can drive people mad. They can really drive me crazy sometimes. Anyway, look. Let's clear the energy. Clear the energy. Okay, so cards. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? What should I talk about? The moon. So here's the moon card. So in the Rider-Waite deck, the moon card is quite interesting because it's the moon, and there's two towers on either side of it, and then there's a river that runs through the middle of the card from the moon, and then there's, it's on the ground, but it's a river, and there's a dog, and there's a wolf, and there's a lobster. Card number 18. That's the number that's given in tarot, 18. So the moon, okay? So that means a variety of things. Okay, so what are the key words on this card? Okay, so it says the moon, subconscious, okay? Blocked intuition, misconception, uncertainty, deception, ambiguity, instability, dreams, anxiety, illusion, so the symbol it has on this card, and I mean, people design different decks, and the different decks have different assignments and stuff, and They can have different artwork. They can, they can choose to assign cards to different star signs. There are slightly different systems that people use. Some people make their own decks and they like to change, various things. Not all tarot decks are the same. Okay, that's why I had to buy so many. So this, the star sign that's associated with the moon card here is Pisces. It's the second symbol down, and that's the symbol for Pisces. So hopefully you could see that. Yeah, the moon. So in magic, you have to understand that the sun. So that's the thing. The sun, it gives life. Okay. That's the thing. I was called the Son of Man. Okay, I am the light of the world. Well, when I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Obviously, I spoke in a different language, right, back then. But obviously, there's lots and lots of translations. My native language now is English. Okay. So the moon, you wouldn't see a moon. You wouldn't see the moon without the light from the sun. You have things like solar eclipse. Eclipse. There's an interesting word. I like to post clips on social media. Movie clips and all kinds of clips, right? You get the point, right? Some people clip their nails, So, well, yeah. So, it's a weird word, isn't it? And so, the moon, it gets in the way of the sun. It wants to block and, this is the thing. Pisces, Rihanna, and her, Rihanna's, anus, Rihanna. Okay. There's a magic thing going on there. The moon is associated with butt. And then you have the star, you have the sun, which is a star. Okay? And you have all the, you look up at the night sky, you see all the twinkling stars. Stars and stars and stars and stars. Okay? People, and all the people have their star signs, and those are constellations. Okay? This is magic. Magic is being done. Okay, so very first card, the moon. So, I normally think of this as fear. Or it's trying to tell me about there's, it's trying to point to reflections. There's some sort of light reflection kind of thing going on. I don't know, but let's keep going here, okay? It's an important card for me to explain, I'm trying to explain magic, okay, how it works. So I've got another card here. 10 of coins. So 10 of coins. So in the minor arcana, you have four suits. You have coins or pentacles, which is earth. There are wands, which are fire. Swords, which is air. That has to do with logic and communication and stuff. And then there's cups, which are water. Okay, they're supposed to, that's the. I mean, a cup isn't actually water, really, and if you think about it, it's not. It's a cup, but you get the point. Magic. Okay, but that's what it's supposed to represent. So, 10 of coins. And the descriptions here, we have a family legacy, wealth, patriarch, domestic duty, lineage, buying a house, image privileged, security, estate. Yeah, so, I see this card as family, or it's talking about someone or people that have a lot of money. This is 10 is the largest number. So it's between, you have ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And then you have the court cards. So you have, page, knight, queen, and king. So there's 4 court cards for each suit, for each, for coins or pentacles, swords, wands, and cups. Okay? So there's 10 of coins. Okay? Could be family, could be very rich people, could be a big pile of dung or something, because it's earth. It's the earth card. Okay? Well, it's, that's what that's what coins represent, earth. So, I got 2 cards that flew out here. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. So, that says, following your heart. Keywords are artistic, attraction, tactful, proposals, an invitation, affectionate, chivalrous, romantic, charming, psychic, grace. So here's Knight of Cups. I normally see that as someone who is, they have cups of water. Okay, so and there's a movement. There's a riding of the horse. It's going somewhere. There's a movement. There's a flow. It's yeah. So someone is perhaps moving in a positive direction. Let's say. Okay. 8 of Wands. Okay, I explained this one yesterday. So this is, there's a flying, there's a moving quickly, swift progress, alignment, communication, things take off, movement, air travel, gaining momentum. Whoa. 9 of Swords. So, you can see that woman, she's sitting on the edge of her bed. She looks stressed out. She's not very happy. Okay. Mental anguish. Psychological trauma. Lost hope or love. Dark thoughts. Anxiety. Fear. Nightmares. Insomnia. Worry. So, what's this talking about then? So, we have the moon. That has to do with fear. Like we talked, I was saying, reflections, the subconscious, fear. 10 of coins. Well, that makes me think either very rich people or family, wealthy people. I'm thinking probably family, maybe. But, yeah, it could be. Okay. Knight of Cups. Okay. All right, let me keep going with this. Whoa. 5 of Cups. Well, there's, so that's, there's an unhappiness. Okay? Five of Cups, unwelcome change, grief, sadness, loss, mourning, emotional baggage, resisting change. So, I can tell you about what my journey's been like, very stressful, hard, difficult, stressful. It's one of those things you really have to take it one day at a time. You really do. Think. So, so the Knight of Cups. So we've got the Moon, 10 of Coins, Knight of Cups. Well, that's a person riding a horse. It says following your heart. That's yeah. I mean, that makes me think. Well, it says romantic, charming, chivalrous, affectionate, attraction. I could have, Eight of Wands. So there's a movement towards Nine of Swords, Five of Cups. Okay, I think I need to keep going with this. Five of Wands. So there's competition, arguing, chaos, misunderstandings, opposition, temper, lost opportunity, personality clashes. Five of Wands. So it looks a bit negative. Let's put it that way. But it is a struggle. I mean, it's not going to be, it'll be difficult. Page of Swords. So a Page of Swords, this is the very, so you have the court cards, okay? So he's a page. So he's below the knight. He's the, it says there, thirst for knowledge, mental agility, quick-witted, curious, ideas, vigilant, guarded, communicative, thinks first, education, fairness. Well, I tend to look at a Page of Swords as someone who doesn't really know an awful lot. Yeah. Very basic, has a bit of truth, maybe, is interested in the truth, or doesn't know anything at all, really. This can be someone who's a complete idiot, basically. Or it could be that, they know some stuff, but they really don't know enough. They really have a lot to learn. Okay? So, and I think, this is probably what it is, because there's the Moon, there's the fear, there's the 10 of Coins, there's, probably wealth, or, it's family. I think family, is a, and there's Knight of Cups, and, perhaps there's this wanting to, it's an attempt to, maybe there's an attempt to show love, or, or something, but you know, there's this 8 of Wands. It's moving quickly towards, and there's this 9 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands. So there's this, you know, there's this mental anguish, psychological trauma. There's grief and sadness and mourning. There's competition. There's 5 of Wands, competition. There's arguing and chaos, misunderstandings, lost out opportunity. There's Page of Swords. You know, what's that talking about? What's that talking about? Maybe, you know, maybe it's saying that you need to go to people who are suffering. You know, go to people who are suffering. Maybe, you know, find people who are, you know, 9 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, Page of Swords. You know, maybe. I mean, that's the thing. You know, who did Jesus go to? Jesus went to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know, those who felt afflicted. You know, those who felt sad, and you know, those who needed help. You know, those are the people. That's the thing. Those who are suffering. You know, people who are feeling traumatized. You know, they're suffering from mental anguish. You know, they're full of grief and sadness. You know, there's misunderstandings, there's opposition, there's chaos, there's you know, we've got, so 5 of Wands, okay, so, you know, there's bad stuff going on, you know, and there are Page of Swords, you know, there's someone, he doesn't really know anything, you know, and that's the thing, there's so many people who are clueless. They don't know. You know, if only they had the truth. You know, if only they knew the truth. You know, my people die for a lack of knowledge. There's a verse for you. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So that's the impression I get from this reading, you know. I mean, the other way I could have read it was, you know, well, you know, the Knight of Cups is headed to this, you know, this situation. I mean, that's another way I could have potentially have read it. I could have read it that, you know, the 10 of coins, you know, family, you know, people, you know, like, you know, well, there's these Knight of Cups, and they're moving towards quickly, you know, these problems, perhaps. My suggestion is, you know, well, that's the thing, you know, you need to be saving people, you need to be telling people the truth, okay? You can't shy away from that, because, well, that's the thing, you know, people need to be saved. You know, that's, you know, you're doing God's work, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wanna, you know, you wanna be doing that, you know, you want to be helping people, pointing people in the right direction, you know. I'm not saying that way, I'm saying this way. You know, I'm suggesting that that's what you do, because it's in your best interest, okay? It's in everyone's best interest, yours, theirs, mine, you know, and then that, you know, and then just more people come to the truth and come to me, the quicker we, you know, problems can get resolved. You know, all this chaos, all this madness, death and destruction and terrible things, okay? We want that to stop. I want that to stop. I have to convince you to help me. Yeah, like I said, it's a team effort. So, You do your part, I'll do my part, and that's how it has to go. You know, I mean, the alternative is, well, you know, like I said, I could have read it a different way. You know, my advice is, you know, why would you feel bad about going and telling someone the truth? You know, why not just do it? You know, perhaps you feel like you don't know enough, or you know, well, look, I've tried to explain as much as I can. You know, I'm trying to give you as much information so you can kind of just go with it. Just try to be, you know, be honest. Tell people, you know, if you feel like you don't really know an awful lot yourself, like, you know, maybe you never read the Bible or something. You know, maybe, but you know, just do the best you can. You know, yeah, just do what you can. It's my advice. You know, just tell people the truth. You know, try to tell people your understanding of things. Okay. You know, be a witness. You know, tell them like you've witnessed. You know. Yeah, you get the point, right? God is here. Okay. You know, shouldn't people want to know? So you know, that's the impression I'm getting from that reading. Okay, you know, I'll do another one. Let's do another one and see if there's anything else. You know, maybe, yeah. Well, I'll see what other cards come out. You know, let me just roll a cigarette first. Excuse me. Yeah, I have such a. Oh. The reason I smoke a lot, so it makes me cough. But because when I was younger, I did a lot of drugs. My nose, it basically, all the powder, like the ketamine, and that's the thing. You know, I used to vape, and that stuff, the substance that's used in the vape, it's like VG, or it's a mixture of PG or VG. It's PG. I think it's called PG or something. Propylene glycol. Made my airways really sticky. And that combined with the powder, it didn't do a lot of favors for my nose. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Lovely information, huh? But yeah, that's why, I've got, I could do with sorting out my health. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember the last time I went to a doctor. It was a very long time ago. Yeah, the last time I went to the doctor was because of my ear pain. It was very interesting that when that happened, that guy, you know what his name is? iShowSpeed. He's big on YouTube and Twitch. Black guy. Well, he ended up in hospital and he had massive migraine. I had a lot of migraine. It was like a type of like cluster headaches or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But he was in agony and he was scared he was going to die and stuff. I was getting a lot of pain in my ears because I think I had a lot of hard wax in my ears, and I got a few infections in there, and the pain, wow, is excruciating. I had to get that. I'd buy those codeine, water-soluble codeine tablets, and I was taking last time it happened, I was taking double the amount just to make it through, just to get through the pain. Ouch. You know, I was sleeping at night. It felt like I was being stabbed in the freaking ear with a screwdriver or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, not fun, not fun. But I got through it, you know. Bit of amoxicillin. Yeah, that helps a lot. So, yeah, I have to be careful not to get water in my ears. I find putting water in my ears, bad idea. Don't work. So, I will get my health problems sorted eventually. Not quite sure why I mentioned it, really. But I did. Whatever. Okay. I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay. Alright, let's do another reading. Let's have a look. So, we give this a nice little shuffle. Okay. Gonna split the deck in half. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So. Okay, what else do we want to talk about? Whoa. Judgment. Okay, so here's Judgment. Yeah, so there's a woman, there's a little girl. Seems they have angel wings. Okay. It says here, heeding the call. New spiritual story. Forgiveness. Awakening. Evaluation. Mission. Rebirth. Action. Decision. Renewal. So, I would say, you know, it could be any of those that I've said, pretty much. You know, new spiritual story, well, heeding the call, judgment. You know, I tend to think of it as, yeah, I mean, it could be one of those. It could be one of those, perhaps. I tend to just think of it as judgment. You know, I just think of the word judgment. You know, it could be a judgmental, or isn't that a weird thing? Isn't that a weird thing? Judgmental. Yeah, the judge is mental, man. He's gone crazy. He's gone crazy. Yeah. So, look. Judgment. Okay, so let's keep going here. Wheel of Fortune. There's the Wheel of Fortune. So, what's the Wheel of Fortune? It's an interesting card. So, what does it say here? Decisive moments, chance, life cycles, karma, destiny, good luck, expansion, it's time, fortune, change, fate. So I tend to think of this as, you know, fate or destiny. You know, what is the Wheel of Fortune? Okay. I mean, that's the thing also, you know, maybe car. You know, it could also be talking about a car. This also has, you know, this is also, well, that's the thing, a wheel is round. It's a circle, isn't it? You know, this is used, you know, this can be a sex magic thing, as I've explained. You understand? Okay? It has lots of meanings. So, very hard to know what this is talking about so far. Let's keep going. Okay, I've got some cards here. We have the Four of Wands. So this is like a happy home, couple, society. It says here, celebrating union, community support, united, united, lover returns, homecoming, party, celebration, wedding. Okay. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Now, what are these other cards then? So you've got Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, Four of Wands. And so this sort of, what I was talking about with the last reading, spread the good news. This is what I'm saying, right? And this is saying Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, Four of Wands. So that gives me, this is the thing, when I come back, I shall return for my bride. Okay? That was the plan. You see? You understand? Okay, so what are the other cards here? We have the King of Coins. Aha. Ultimate provider. Strong sense of self-worth. Financially stable. Hardworking. Dependable. Successful. Grounded. Abundant. Secure. Stable. So, it's an interesting card. What's the other one? The Hermit. Well, what's a hermit? The guy who sits in his home all day long, huh? Wow. Yeah, fascinating, okay? Yeah, aren't those interesting cards? They are, aren't they? Well, look. I'm God. I'm Jesus. I was Jesus, okay? I said I would come back for my bride. So, and what does that mean? Well, Christians understand it as, they are the bride. Christians are the bride. People, my children, those who love me, they love me, I love them, and I'm trying to let people know I'm here. So, Judgment, okay, heeding the call, okay, Wheel of Fortune. So, heeding the call, okay? So, my last reading, I said, go to those and let people know, those who are suffering, those who are experiencing problems and chaos, and, that's people who are in, there are people who are, they need truth, they're thirsty for truth. They might be Page of Swords, they may not know anything, Tell people the good news, those who are in, those people who are, they're troubled, they're having problems, if you tell them the good news, those who are in suffering tend to listen more. Okay, they tend to, they can be more receptive to the truth. Okay, so, and this is the thing, it's about the fact, I have returned. I want to, well, that's the thing, I've returned for my bride. Okay, and okay, so what does it say? So judgment, wheel of fortune. Okay, this is destiny. Okay, this is destiny. Okay, so judgment, destiny, heeding the call, destiny, celebrating union. Okay, so community, united, lover returns, celebration, homecoming. Okay, wedding, okay, King of Kings. Okay, I'm the King of Kings. This is the King of Coins. This is, he's like, he's king of the earth. Well, coins is earth. It's the earth. It represents earth, material. The world belongs to me. I'm God. I created it. Okay, I'm the King of Kings. So there's the King of Coins, the ultimate provider. And then there's the Hermit card. Now the Hermit card, this is the Hermit card, that's number 9 in the Major Arcana. It has the Virgo symbol, which is the second one down there in the corner, up there. So it says spiritual mastery, soul searching, enlightenment, guiding light, contemplate, solitude, growth, resolve, advice. So, well, I spend all my time indoors. So that's the thing, right? Rihanna, okay, you could also describe him as a king of coins. He's very rich. Yeah? I mean, he's not technically a king, but you know what I'm saying. He's a rich guy, and tarot is what tarot is, isn't it? It works the way it does. It's called magic. And he's a Virgo. Okay, so A$AP Rocky, Rakim Atheliston Mayers, I think his name is. It's interesting initials because his initials are R-A-M, Ram. Yeah? Well, he's Virgo. And so, in terms of tarot, well, here's the Hermit card, okay? The Hermit is the person who they're doing soul searching. He's going inwards. He's going into his cave. He's learning. He's gone. It's connecting with spirit is one way to look at it, right? Enlightenment, it says here. I'm not a massive fan of that word, but spiritual mastery. Okay, looking within, looking for the answers. Okay, so I can explain these cards in different ways. I'll probably pull a few extra cards for this, but really, I think what I've told you there is what makes sense. I'm helping you to know what it is you need to do, okay? So we can progress, we can move forward with things. So let people know the good news, okay? Now, the thing is that there are people who are quite content, they're happy, life's great for them, they're just waiting for the next party or the next shag or whatever. Chances are Trying to tell them the truth, they'll just laugh in your face. They'll just tell you to get lost. Okay? But if you go to people who are troubled, people who know there's problems, they're worried about the state of their country, they're worried about they're worried about losing their house, they're worried about their children, they're worried about all kinds of things, people who feel traumatized, people who are sad, people who are, they're suffering from grief, they'd love to hear some good news, don't you think? They would. God's here. Yeah, he's here. We don't have to worry anymore. We just have to, love God. He's here. I'm right here. Okay? There are people out there who want to hear. They want to know. They would love to know. I would say. Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? I would hope so. Like I said, things can get better. I've explained. Okay? So, yeah. So I think this is what this is, okay? I've returned for my bride. I'm looking to, I'm here. I've been here for 36 years. Yet nobody knows, how many people know that I'm God and that I'm actually here? So, that's a problem that needs to be resolved. That will improve my situation, and it will improve your situation, and this is a good thing. It's the direction we want to go in. As I explained in my previous video, I'm doing what I'm meant to do. We need, this is a team effort. You have to play your role, and I have to do what I have to do. I'm doing what I'm meant to do. Okay? I tend to smoke a lot when I wake up in the morning. When I get out of bed, I haven't smoked a cigarette for several hours, so I puff like a chimney when I get up in the morning. I'm trying to force myself to only smoke one an hour. But I did that for a day. But yeah, I'll try. Yeah, I'll keep trying. I need to reduce it down to a sensible number, and then I'm going to try using my patches again with I've got an inhaler. So that'll be soon. Probably, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks, I might try. Yeah. So yeah, look, really, I just want people to know who I am. I just want people to hear about me. I want people to listen to me, I want, I've tried so hard to get through to people, and that's the thing, what did Jesus say? What did I say to the disciples? What did I say? If I'm witness to myself, nobody will believe me. But because you bear witness to me, you speak about me to other people. It's people are more likely to believe. Okay, but if I just go around telling everybody, "Hey, I'm God. They're like, they think I've gone crazy. But if someone else says it, people are more likely to pay attention. You see? This is why it's so difficult for me. This is why it's been so hard. You know, it's one of the reasons. Okay? You know, you think about how many situations where, you know, for instance, if a guy was interested in a woman, you know, he might, you know, but you think about, you know, if she hears something about him through somebody else, you know, that's the thing, you know, it's the, you know, someone, you know, if someone puts in a good word for you, do you know what I mean? It's, you know, people receive it differently, don't they? They receive it, they receive the information differently. You know, if you're speaking about me rather than me speaking about myself, then, you know, it's, people are less likely to reject the information. Because if I say it of myself, people just assume that I'm big-headed, don't they? And, you know, it's very difficult to get through that. It's very difficult for me to break through that. So, I'm happy with that reading. I think I'll put that down for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave that for a minute. Let's see what else we can talk about. What else can we talk about? I mean, you think over the past few years how many young children have died. There's that little boy, Arthur. You know, many, you know, there's that little girl called Star Hobson. You know, there were many. You know, I'm looking at a story right now. It's talking about baby P. You know, his mother is recalled to prison. Evil mother. Yeah, back behind bars. You know, who wants to live in a world where these evil things are happening? You know, we don't want to see that, do we? I don't want it happening. But, you know, like I explained, you know, the situation is what it is. You know, I try my best to love the world. I try my best to help the world. But the world has to play its role in this as well. Okay? So, that's how it is. That's how it is. It was very hard for me going through the past couple of years and having to read through all these stories on a daily basis, seeing all the terrible things that were happening. You know, I remember I was reading about how that woman, you know, the boyfriend, the girlfriend of Arthur's dad, and she was causing Arthur to drink salt water. And, you know, that's the thing. My surname is Salvin. You know, that's, you know, there are two French words. There's sal, which means salt, and vin, which means wine. And that's the thing, obviously. Well, poor little Arthur, he would have been unhappy, wouldn't he? He was unhappy, obviously. Do you understand? It's very evil, you know, there's some very evil, horrible things happening, and we can prevent those things from happening. So, you know, we're working as a team to stop these things from happening, okay? It's important. You know, hopefully you should understand how important it is. You know, every single day I look at the news and it's frustrating to keep looking at it every day. So, yeah. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Okay, come on. One more reading, and then that'll probably be the end of this video. It'll be yeah, it's been a long video. Anything else we want to talk about? Four of Cups. So, you know, this is like, well, self-serving disinterest. That's what it says. You know, it's someone who's unhappy. In this deck, there's a kid, a little girl. Yeah, looks like a little girl. So it's saying missed opportunities, bored, dissatisfaction, unmotivated, depression, reluctant, weary. So I think the theme of this, I mean, in the Rider-Waite deck, it's someone sitting under a tree and they look disappointed, they're reluctant, you know, and then there's a cloud, and then there's a hand that comes out of the cloud and it's holding a cup of water. Oh, hang on. You see this? This is the prop from the Indiana Jones film, The Last Crusade. You know, you're supposed to pick the right cup if you want to. If you want eternal life, you got to pick the right cup. You know that scene from The Last Crusade. There's that king, isn't there? Or he's a knight. Is he supposed to be King Arthur? Is he king? Was he supposed to be? Oh no, he was like I don't know. He was a knight of some kind, wasn't he? And there's that room full of the cups, and you're supposed to pick the correct cup. Okay. So let me put this back. But that's the thing. So in the card, Four of Cups, there's a cloud and a hand that comes out of the cloud to the person who's disappointed, who's reluctant. They look unhappy. And it's like, here's a cup. have a drink. Um, um, yeah, okay. So, okay, we have the Three of Coins. So we got these people, it's an office environment. It could be in the Rider-Waite deck, it looks more like a church setting. But it's people collaborating, okay? So that's people collaborating. Team. Ooh, I'll take that one. The Star. So, what does that say? Wish granted, contentment, spirituality, inspiration, altruistic, serenity, purpose, renewal, healing, hope, calm, faith. Okay? So, I'm God, I'm the creator of all things. I created you, I created this universe. Have you ever looked at the universe? You seen how big it is? It's amazing, isn't it? Space and time and physics and chemistry and biology. Yeah. Cool, huh? It's, well, it is what it is. But, what else is there? Think about it. Don't you think it's amazing? Do you think it's amazing? I'm God and I'm speaking to you. It might seem a bit bonkers to you, but well, some people would say, well, I don't know, down to earth maybe. I'm a bit different than what people would expect, I suppose. Yeah, well, my life has been what it has been. I am who I am. The situation is what it is. It's been difficult. It's been a very difficult path for me. And that's the thing, when I was Jesus, well, I am Jesus, I was Jesus. But, the thing is that I did what I did then, and, do people love me? That's the question. Do people love me or not? I've been here for 36 years. And I've gone by, people have they people need to know that I'm here. You know, people will either accept me or they'll reject me. Well then, you know, people reject me. You know, if a Christian rejects me, well, what does that make them really? Do you know what I mean? You know, you can go to Christians, you could go to or you can go to people, you know, talk to people who are, you know, who could benefit from, you know, people who may want to hear the news, you know. But for people who are filthy rich and powerful, you know, people who are filthy rich and having loads and loads of fun, and, you know, guys, you know, having sex with, you know, different women every week and whatever, chances are telling them, you're basically just wasting your time. Well, I mean, you could try if you want. Go ahead if you want. But, you know, I'm trying to help you. You know, I'm trying to help you find success. Okay? So, you know, if you've never read the Bible, you know, read the New Testament, you know, maybe read, you know, there's Mark, Matthew, Luke, John, you know, read the parables, you know, get yourself a decent Bible, you know. My suggestion would be NIV. Yeah, just get yourself an NIV Bible. Okay, I'll show you. I've got lots of Bibles. So this was so NIV is New International Version. It's a New International Version. That's NIV, or the other way around is VIN. VIN. Okay. You know, my car, it has a VIN number. All cars have VIN numbers. You know, my name's Salvin. It's a very interesting thing. Anyway, so NIV is fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. There are a lot of people who are King James onlyists. Well, yeah. Why are they King James onlyists, do you think? I mean, look, there's something wrong with it. Okay, they're, you know, they need to get past that. Okay. So, you know, the fact that I've told you that, you know, yeah, that's a good thing to know. Okay. So, the funny thing about the King James Bible is that it was, I think is the year that it's, I guess it was published, or it was, yeah, it would have been, it was, you know, it was made, it was put together, was the year 1611. At the school I went to, which was called Charterhouse, the boarding school, it was founded, I think it was by a man called Thomas Sutton, which is interesting because I went to school in Sutton before I was going to school in Sutton called Homefield, and that was before I went to Charterhouse. So I went to Charterhouse, a school founded by a man called Thomas Sutton, and he founded the school in 1611. Weird, huh? Some strange coincidences, eh? Anyway, but yeah, you know, this is a nice portable Bible. The text is, you know, I don't know what size is this. I guess it's 8 or 9. Let's have a quick look here. Oh no, it's a 6.75 7-point font. So you can I can show you the text here. You might be able to see it. My camera's not very good. You're better at looking at reviews online. But you want something, you know, it's best to have something with decent paper quality. So It's the bleed through. You know, you don't want the text from the other side of the page bleeding through, because it makes it difficult to read. So, but you can still get a decent cheap Bible. You know, I prefer, you know, you're probably best with a study Bible, okay? I've got this one. This is a nice little portable Bible. I can fit this in my pocket, okay? It's tiny. You might struggle to read the text, but I find it nice and easy to read. It's got red text. It's got so the words of Jesus are in red, okay? It's got the Old Testament, it's got the New Testament, but it's a basic, you know, it doesn't have all the extras, you know, it doesn't have notes, obviously, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have, you know, it's not a study Bible. Well, you know, you can study it, but it's not, it doesn't have, you know, like, does it have a concordance? No, it doesn't have you know, in fancier Bibles, you get things like a concordance, you know, you get indexes, you get maps, you get all kinds of extra things which can help you, yeah, and cross references. So, you know, in a lot of Bibles, you'll have cross references. So in this one, you can see down the middle of the page, hopefully, there's a section for cross references, okay? And that will tell you, it will tell you where you can cross reference, and you can, you know, these are, so it helps you piece together everything, okay? And obviously, you know, if there's a particular subject you want to learn about it quickly, you know, you can go on YouTube, you can listen to people, be careful of snakes, you know, don't trust every so-called pastor, but, you know, if you, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, if you want to investigate something quickly, and, you know, you can have a Bible, you can have videos, you know, there's the internet, there's Bible Hub, you can do you can search on there, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. There's so many tools that can be used to learn, okay? I've got, what have I got here? Oh. Ooh. I've got so many Bibles, but this is the study Bible, the NIV study Bible, okay? I probably paid about £50, £60 for this. They have lots of different versions. They've got smaller ones, they've got medium ones, they've got large ones, you know, large print, small print. This is a leather soft Bible. It's quite thick. It's got thumb indexes, this one. It has color pages, it's got diagrams, it's got loads of notes, tons of notes. It's got pretty much, you know, it's everything you could possibly want, really, in a study Bible, okay? It's a decent translation. It's a good translation. It's easy to digest. It's easy to read through, isn't it? You know, King James, Old English language, it can get confusing. It's hard to get through. Okay, you know, it's an old translation. NIV is new. Okay, and there are a lot of people who don't like it. They think that things are left out and stuff like that. But actually, what you find is that in a lot of places, these NIV Bibles, they put notes, and they tell you what, you know, they tell you that there are differences between the manuscripts, and they say, yeah, in the other manuscript it says this. So really, there's not really anything being lost. You know, it's that, you know, there's a lot of, you know, King James onlyists. Yeah, they're arguing about nothing. Okay. The fact is that the books of the Bible, there's tons of information okay? And you know, even if there are there's some variation, there's some differences, you're getting the main message. You know, you're you know, people, they worry a little bit too much about the very minor details, which are a bit, yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. Okay. Just be careful you don't buy the New Living Translation, because that's not the same. Okay, there's a new NIV, New International Version. Okay, buy that. You can get them all on Amazon. Easy peasy. So, you know, it's got loads of, you know, it's a very colourful looking Bible. And obviously, you know, you're not going to read it all in one day, are you? I actually got this, actually. I'm not ashamed to say I read this. This is called the Picture Bible. It's very interesting because so it says here, script by Eva Hoth, illustrations by Andre Leblanc. Almost looks like Eva and Andrew. That's my cousin's called Andrew, and his wife's called Eva. And so what this is, it's this was made a long time ago, actually. Well, it was made. Do you know what I mean? I think it was in 1978 or something. So, you know, it's got all the. It's like what it's called, the Picture Bible. Okay, so it's, you know, it's telling you important stories from the Bible. Okay, you know, it's got it's shown a bit like a cartoon. You know, you can read this in probably 2 days, a day or two. And you know, you'll have it gives you a type of foundation that you can you know, obviously you're gonna miss a lot of details, but you know, it gives you a overview. It doesn't. It gives you a, you know, it's a quick way to. It's a quick way to start. Okay. There's also one that's called the Action Bible, which is one I don't own. This is actually, this is aimed for, this was made for children, so this is like, you know, between the, yeah, it's labeled juvenile non-fiction, but you know, it's not expensive. You know, I probably got it for about £15 or £20. It's very portable. It's yeah, I mean, it's you know, there's a lot of information, you know, there's a lot of stories, you know, if you want to learn quickly, nothing wrong with using this, in my opinion. Just understand that, you know, it's, well, man put this together, you know what I'm saying? This is, well, you know, drawings and stuff, you know, do you know what I mean? But it's a tool you could use, okay? It's a quick way to learn. I actually have another one, which is, it's 3 comic books, and I can't remember what it's called. I've got one of them here, actually. It's called the Kingstone Bible. So this is called the Kingstone Bible. Okay, and I'll show you. It's like a big comic book. Okay, it's actually New Living Translation. I've not read it actually, so I haven't had time, but it's interesting artwork, I'll say that. The New Living Translation is a bit, I would suggest the Picture Bible, really, if just for quick learning. You know, it gives you, you know, you could learn that in a day or two, perhaps. Depending how much time you have to do it, but you know, and then you know you can have a small Bible, a study Bible. You know, that's 3 books to work from. You know, an NIV study Bible, the Picture Bible, and maybe a portable Bible. You know, something that you can carry around with you, something that you can read. Yeah, you know, it's a decent combination of books there. So, yeah, I would recommend those. So, you know, where do you start? You know, I mean, Genesis, Exodus, those are very interesting books, obviously. Yeah, and then, you know, when you read about you know, how the Israelites were told how to do certain things, how to build things, how to make things, how to make atonement, and you know, that's very interesting. When I think about it, you know, I think about the magic. I think about, you know, I like, you know, I think I look at the words and I look at the, yeah, it's very hard to, it's difficult to absorb all those details. I mean, because it's quite hard. I understand that, right? But it's there for a reason, okay? But you know, have a read of, you know, you want to understand the main points. You know, you want to understand the main points, and that's the thing. You know, if you're around Christians, well, maybe they'll teach you. You know, ask them questions. You know, discuss stuff. You know, think about it. You know, do I need to say much else? Really? I don't think so. So, all right. I'm just trying to be helpful. Okay. I'm gonna have another cigarette. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So, okay, so these cards, we've got the 4 cups, 3 of coins, the star. I mean, the thing about the situation is that people stand to lose. You know, people stand to lose everything. You know, there's death and destruction and stuff. You know, that's the thing. You know, I think the thing with, well, a lot of Christians, they may not accept me for who I say I am, you know. Maybe they'll think I'm Satan, you know. They might think, oh look, it's Satan, it's the devil. You know, he swears, he smokes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it does talk about in the book of Revelation, doesn't it? It says that the dead rise first, don't they? Yeah. Well, if you think about it, so 2,000 years ago, I was Jesus, basically. You know, I did things in a certain way then. And this time, things are happening a bit differently. Okay? So, you know, how's this going to work out exactly? I'm kind of, well, I'm waiting to find out, but, you know, people will make their judgments. You know, people are going to say stuff about me. You know, they're going to say, maybe I'm going to say I'm a liar, or they're going to say I'm the devil, or, you know, or maybe they'll accept that I say I'm God, I'm Jesus. You know, we'll see how it goes, I suppose. Whichever way it happens, I suppose. I am God. But people will say what they say, okay? People will think what they think. So, you know, you can talk to Christians, you can talk to non-Christians, but, you know, people who are suffering, people who are suffering, people who don't really know much, you know, you should be trying to save people, you know, people who are thirsty, you know, you want to give them a drink, you know, you want to say, here's a drink of water, have some, feel better, yeah, that kind of thing. You get the point. So, go on, I'll pull a funny card. I'll get it. A few more cards, please. A few more cards. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. So there's a guy there, and he's kissing a woman. So 3 of Wands normally looks different than this, but on this card, okay, there's a guy there and he's kissing a woman. It says, manifest your dreams, manifesting big developments, travel for pleasure, work or love, level up, progress. Okay. So normally I think of 3 of Wands as either well, you know, when I see the number 3, you know, it looks a certain shape, you know. It has a certain, you know, it looks like a W, it looks like an M, you know what, you know, it's like 2 peaks, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like a certain part of the body, perhaps. But, you know, there's, but, yeah, 3 of Wands. So normally that's, you know, someone setting out to do something. But, you know, this is saying manifest your dreams. So this is, you know, this is, yeah, well, setting out to do something, manifesting. I suppose it's kind of similar, perhaps, in a sense. King of Wands. King of Wands. That's an interesting card. So it says here, natural born leader, gets things going, entrepreneur, charismatic, free thinker, successful, passionate, visionary, creative, savvy. Interesting card. Let's get one. Oh, there we go. Knight of Cups. So I explained this card earlier, you know. You know, it's a person going somewhere on a horse. You know, they got the cups. There's the cups. You know, it's says here, you know, following your heart. Okay. I'm not going to read out the keywords every single time. Well, okay then. Artistic, attraction, tactful proposals, an invitation, affectionate, chivalrous, romantic, charming, psychic, grace. Okay, those are the key words there. So they're not all meant to apply, obviously, but it gives you a range of ideas to think about. So so what we got? Okay, let's pull another card. Whoa. Sorry, I just dropped all the cards on the floor. High Priestess. High Priestess. So this says... So it says here, Knight of Cups, High Priestess. It's always a High Priestess. The key words on here, I'm not really... This probably isn't my favorite card, but that's interesting actually, because it says here it's a Scorpio. It has the symbol, the star sign it has associated to it is Scorpio, which is kind of bizarre. Never seen that before. Yeah, don't see that many tarot decks. So it says here, High Priestess, subconscious mind, bridge between worlds, divine feminine, sacred wisdom, inner knowing, diving deep, illumination, higher self, mysteries, intuition, calm. Well, as you can understand, I don't really agree with all the information that it puts on these cards, but you get the point. Well, the High Priestess, so, well, she's a woman. And she's supposed, well, I would hope she loves me. I suppose. I mean, considering she's, well, this is a woman. She's a female. So, yeah. But, obviously it has these other... So it's a King of Wands, Knight of Cups, High Priestess. So the High Priestess, she's considered to be, so I mean, obviously, it could be talking about, a man who's doing one of these actions, perhaps. He has, he has a spiritual type of connection, an inner knowing, intuition, this is using your intuition, okay? This is the thing, right? I had to learn this as well, to, trust my intuition, be able to spot things with my eyes and be like, and knowing what to go towards, yeah. Developing an intuition, you have to understand that, we're connected by, if you're connected with spirit, right? If you're filled with my spirit, if you understand what I'm saying, like you're, like where are your thoughts coming from? Where are your thoughts coming from? Where, what are, how do things grab your attention? You have to develop your intuition, okay? Learn to use it. It's fun. It is. It's fun. It's interesting. It's very interesting, you know. Like I said, you know, life becomes an adventure. It becomes magical. You know, learn to listen to the Spirit. You know, hear what the Spirit says. Okay? You know, you won't always get it perfect, but, you know, you will make mistakes. You know, it's a learning process, okay? Just try to use your intuition, okay? You'll learn. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. You'll get there. It's fun. It's interesting. It gives you something to, you know. Yeah, it's fun. You know, it's a yeah. Well, it's interesting. You know, you really have to look at the world around you. You really have to look at everything with open eyes, if you know what I'm saying. You know, you need to see everything with fresh eyes, you know. So, let's get another card. The Lovers. Oh. Death. Okay, one more card then. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Should I just take them all? Go on then. That's a lot of cards. The Hermit. Two of Coins. Ten of Swords. Queen of Cups. Ooh, what's that saying? What is that saying? What's on the bottom? Oh, we've got the King of Coins on the bottom there. On the deck. So he's on the bottom. He's on the bottom, is he? Wow, this is looking a bit... Well, this is the thing, right? So, I mean, look at the world, okay? Look at the world and what the world worships. I mean, look at that. What's that guy's name? Dan Bilzerian, you know? He's got, you know, he has parties. You know, he's rich. He's got, you know, his mansion. And he decided he was going to invite loads of beautiful women to his house for parties, yeah? And they're just going to party and have fun, and, you know, and he's having sex with different women and all that kind of stuff. You know, the world, think how many people worship him, don't they? And how many women, you know? How many women, they don't seem to care, do they? You know, there's so many. I mean, look at that guy. What's that guy's name? Nick Cannon. Look at that guy. You know, he's got, you know, he's having children with, you know, he's got several different women he's having children with. You know, people think he's cool. You know, that's what I kind of, that's the kind of sense, you know, that's the sense I'm getting from these cards now. So, you know, maybe you've seen the other stuff I've posted on social media. You know, maybe that might give you some ideas. You know, I'm here to be God. I'm here to be King of Kings. I'm here to be worship. You understand? Like, picture it in your mind. Okay. I mean, I know. I'm talking about the Bible. And I was Jesus, and people need to learn to be good. And how's this all gonna go? How's this all gonna go? Well, we'll find out, won't we? Anyway, so we got the Four of Cups. So someone's, dissatisfied. But, there's the cup. There's the giving of the cup. There's, so, there's, in the Rider-Waite deck, there's someone sitting under a tree, and there's the water that with the cup. There's the cloud. Let me show you the card. Go on. Excuse me, what? Where is it? Oh, here it is. So you can see this is the Rider-Waite deck. You see? He's sitting under a tree. And there's that cloud. And there's the hand that comes out of it. And he's trying to give him this cup. And he's like, bugger off, leave me alone. I don't want to know. Leave me alone. Ah. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. But someone's dissatisfied. Someone's unhappy. Okay. And then you got, Three of Coins. So there's these people working together. It could be a church setting. It could be a work environment. It's a team thing. Okay. So, I think, there are a lot of people who are in this Four of Cups energy, okay? There are a lot of unhappy people, okay? Maybe this is saying, build a team, work with them, speak to them, let them know the truth, okay? This is spiritual, the star. This could be spiritual healing, faith, contentment. The star, okay? And we got Three of Wands. This is setting out to do something. In this card, well, we got, a man kissing a woman. Maybe this is talking about, God and his bride, okay? Manifesting, traveling for pleasure, work, or love. Progress, going out and making progress, King of Wands, he's this natural born leader, he's got fire, he's got a big wand, and he gets things going, alright, he gets things going. He's charismatic, he's a free thing, you get the point, okay, and he's followed, there's this Knight of Cups, this, it doesn't have to be a woman, it's usually a man. But there's someone on a horse, and they're following their heart. They bring the cup of water. Think of someone going to someone else and saying, "Here's a cup of water." Yeah. And then we've got the High Priestess. She's, there's the inner note. This is connecting with spirit. Okay, this is about, I would say, well, it's a woman, High Priestess. Well, the title kind of says woman, right? So this, this can be about wisdom, intuition, connecting with spirit, okay? Lovers, connections, people, lovers, love, okay? Then we got the death card. Well, this is a funny card to come out, isn't it? What do I say now? Well, the death card, he's kind of like, he's like the Grim Reaper, isn't he? He's the Grim Reaper. Well, that's the thing, I am, like, I was Jesus, I am life. And now it's sort of like, well, I'm death, maybe. I'm the Grim Reaper. I'm the bringer of death and destruction. I'm God. I'm still God, but this is, 2,000 years ago, I came to bring life in abundance to people, blessings, and now it's, I'm doing things a different way. This is harvest time. This is, I get to have my fun time, Do you get what I'm saying? What does the world worship? What does the world worship? And what do I deserve? The people of the world, they're going to look at me and I'm going to be like, hey, I'm God. I get to do what I like, bitch. It's going to drive the world crazy. Don't you think? Anyway, I'm just trying to suggest some ideas to you, okay? Okay, and then we got, so we've got the King of Wands, okay? And he's doing a Knight of Cups. These Knight of Cups. There's a Knight of Cups, okay? A High Priestess and the Lovers. There's a Death. It says here, external change. This is a Scorpio card, by the way. I'm Scorpio. Well, that's the star sign I was given, you know what I mean? Yeah, go read in the book of Revelation. It talks about, Scorpion gets mentioned in a few different places. Yeah. So it says here, and also, you have the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The 4th horseman is called death. Yeah. So it says here, death, external change, complete renewal, abrupt change, total overhaul, over and out, breakup, new start, let it go, endings, beginnings. So there's some changes happening, okay? It might not necessarily be death, it's transformation, okay? And then we have the Hermit, okay? I would consider myself to be, I behave like a hermit. I spend all my time indoors. I barely ever see sunlight outside. I'm constantly seeking, the truth. Okay? Spiritual mastery. This is what it says at the top of the card. The Hermit, spiritual mastery. It's separating yourself from the crowd. Thinking. Think. Okay? Learn. Okay, so we got the Lovers, and then there's Death, the Hermit, and then we've got the 2 of Coins. That's the juggler guy. It's a balancing act. There's some sort of juggling. It could be, so 2 of Coins, 10 of Swords. So, that's all about the truth. Okay. That says the final chapter, dead end, breakdown, breakup, divorce, backstab, ruin, rock bottom, failure. That's the 10 of Swords. The swords are supposed to be about truth. It doesn't sound very nice though, does it? And then there's the Queen of Cups. She's a Queen of Cups. Like she's supposed to be a loving woman. So what's this saying? What is this saying? Okay, let me have a quick guess. Come on, let's have a quick guess. King of Wands, Knight of Cups, the High Priestess. The Lovers. Death. The Hermit. Oh, this is hard. This is hard, this is hard stuff. I mean, what kind of ideas am I getting from this? Well, look, it's interesting though, isn't it? Because, I'm Jesus. I said to people, marriage is between a man and a woman. It's not a man and 10 women or 100 women or 1,000 women or whatever, or a woman and 10 men or whatever. That's not how it goes. But look, the thing is that I'm God. I'm going to do what I'm meant to do. Okay? So what's this really talking about? Four of Cups, Three of Coins, the Star, Three of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, the Lovers, Death, the Hermit, Two of Coins, okay, so what I think this is that, obviously, I've asked you, spread the news, let people know, okay? Now, I think, well, what is a King of Wands, Well, a lot of tarot readers will tell you that the King of Wands, well, he's a man with a big stick, yeah? He's probably a guy who does a lot of sleeping around, okay, perhaps. So, warn, perhaps, well, this is the thing, he's the King of Wands, Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, the Lovers. There needs to be a change. There's going to be a change. All these guys who are sleeping around with loads of women and all that stuff. Yeah. The truth being spread, well, it's going to change people. People are going to change. People are going to have to realize that their ways are evil. Okay? They can't sleep around. They can't Two of Coins. They can't be juggling around. Okay? That has to end. Ten of Swords. Okay? And then we've got the Queen of Cups. Okay, let's grab a few more cards. This is a very long video, isn't it? Take this one. And then we got the Five of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, Five of Cups. Grief, sadness, loss, mourning, resisting change. maybe. I think it's sadness and grief, really. And then we got Three of Cups. You know, there's these group of people celebrating. Time to celebrate. Social gatherings. Oh, because it could be social gatherings, okay? Friendship, parties, good times. Okay, and then we got the Hanged Man. Okay, the Hanged Man. Okay, this is a bit of a misleading image, really. The Hanged Man is it's a guy hanging on. He's hanging upside down. Okay, you know, I was hung on a cross. You know what I mean? It also has sex magic implications, but what's this? You know, awake. It says, you know, new perspective, surrender, awakening. Sacrifice, giving up. I don't know. So Queen of Cups, Five of Cups. So Queen of Cups, not happy. Three of Cups. The Hangman. And the Tower. So the Tower, you know, this is destruction. Okay? That's the Scorpio card as well. Death and destruction. Those are my card. You know, I got, well, death and the Tower. Okay. Interesting cards, huh? So, you know, maybe this Queen of Cups, you know, she likes her social gatherings, you know. She's unhappy that, you know, she has to sacrifice, she has to give up her social gatherings. You know what women are like. They like to be around other people all the time. They like to have loads of friends, you know. And that's another thing about, you know, how many women, you know, they're bed hoppers, aren't they? You know, they sort of seem to plan when one relationship will end and they're already in another relationship. But, well, it happens a lot, you know. Women struggle with you know, most women could not spend a lot of time on their own. They really struggle with that. Now, what's interesting about me is that, you know, I'm a female, if you know what I'm saying. You know, my mum's called Fee. I've spent so much time on my own, you wouldn't believe it. You would be like, whoa, your jaw would drop. You know, they're probably prisoners in isolated prison cells who probably, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how much time I've spent on my own, sort of thing. Like, it's a ridiculous amount, okay? And that's the thing, you know, it changes people. It affects someone, you know. I said to, you know, when I was Jesus, I said to people, like, it's not good for a man to be alone. You know, it's not good for a man to be on his own all the time. You know, he needs interactions with people, okay? And, you know, it's been a hard ride for me, okay? So, you know, and, you know, I've had to watch a world do what it does. So, you know, this is the thing. I'm the serpent on the pole, you know. People have to elevate me. People have to make me, you know, I need to be happy. You know, I need to be doing fun stuff. You understand? And people need to listen to me. People need to learn the truth. Okay? And, you know, as things get better for me, things will get better for those who love me. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. This is going to be a really long video. Yeah. One more reading? Or shall I leave it? Okay. Okay. Well, I'll have a look at these cards. It's a bit confusing, but, you know, so there's the Four of Cups. You know, someone, you know, unhappiness. Reluctance, perhaps. Okay? People in an environment where they're together. So Three of Coins. Okay. The Star. Spirituality, faith, healing. Okay, and then we got, you know, Three of Wands, manifesting, setting out to do something. Okay, King of Wands, Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, the Lovers, Death, the Hermit, Two of Coins, So, who is this talking about exactly? It could be talking about all kinds of things, really. Okay? You know, it's like reading a signal pattern. You know, you ever seen those waveform machines? It can apply in different ways. You know, I kind of think of it like that sometimes. But, you know, the thing is, you know, people got to spread the truth, okay? You know, what kind of lifestyle am I looking for? Well, you know, I want to be living a lifestyle where, you know, I want people to know I'm God. I want women to know I'm God, you know. I want them to treat me like I'm God, because I am God. You understand, okay? And people need to change what they're doing. So, you know, you can go to people who are troubled, you know, and would like to hear good news, okay? People who don't know much, help them learn. Help them know stuff, okay? Tell them. Also, guys who like to sleep around, you know, guys who are doing all the wrong, naughty things, well, you know, they got to know that, you know, they've got to change, okay? They have to really think carefully about what it is that they are doing, okay? That's the truth is the truth, okay? I'm the truth. You know, the situation is what it is, okay? People have to stop sinning. You know, people need to stop doing very bad things. You know what I'm saying, okay? You know, Queen of Cups. You know, there's grief, there's sadness, you know. People love their social gatherings, you know, they want to go out with their friends. You know, it's all about hanging out with friends. And yeah, interesting, you got the Hanged Man right after the, you know, the social gatherings. Yeah, you know, you want to hang out? You want to hang out today? Let's go shopping. Let's go to the pub. Let's go, you know, party. Let's go, you know, have an orgy or something. You know, well, look, you get the point, okay? You know, there's, you know, people doing all these social gatherings, you know, going to the pub, going clubbing, doing all these things together while they ignore me. I'm sitting at home every single day. I'm trying to tell the world who I am. Nobody wants to listen. Okay? You know, people want to do this kind of stuff, and, you know, it leads to destruction. People need to focus on me. Okay? What's more important, hanging out with your friends or listening to God? What's more important? Okay? You know, this is, you know, ignoring me is not a solution. Okay? It leads to death and destruction, as you can tell. Okay? Hopefully. Anyways, it has been a very long video. It's nice to speak. I enjoy speaking. I spent a lot of time on my own, so it's nice for me to. Oh, my stomach wanted to speak as well. Strange how that works. Yeah. So, you know, like I've explained, you know, people have to understand how serious the situation is. You know, this is not a joke. You know, I expect people to take me seriously. Okay? You know, you know, we're talking about, you know, but you know, what happens after death? Like, you know, when a body dies, you know, what happens? You know, where do you go? You know, isn't that important? Do people actually care? Or would they rather just go to the pub, you know, or party with their friends? What's more important, do you think? You know, have a think about that one. You know? But, you know, hopefully I've given you enough information that, you know, if you are where, you know, if you are where I think you are in this journey, and what I'm saying, you know, hopefully I'm helping you or someone, you know, I'm helping somebody, you know, whoever's watching. I'm pointing you in the right direction. I'm not that way, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to help you, okay? So, I'll try not to make another video today, unless something, you know, I could just, if I feel I have to, I will. Because I don't want to keep, you know, I understand that, you know, it's a lot to get through, okay? So, if there's not another video today, there might be one tomorrow, okay? So, alright, I'll catch you later.